Hi, Remy here. This is part 7 of building RACore-C10 CoreXY 3D printer. Let's start by building the bed frame. For that, I'll need 20 by 20 aluminum profile, two 460 mm. This is one over here and one here, and two 370 mm. That is one here and one here. Apart from that, I will need four L-shaped corner bracket. That is this one, 2, 3, and 4. Then I will need 20 M5 by 8 mm button head screw and 20 M5 key nut or block square nut. So these are the parts that I will need to install. Here I have 460 mm by 2 and these are 370 mm by 2. And these are the 4 L-shaped bracket. And here I am using M5 by 8 mm. And these are the block nuts. Please make a note that this should be installed before assembling the profiles. That is, so you cannot like the T-nuts, you cannot install like this. So this should be, we need to slide in like this. So you have to ensure that you slide in all the required nuts before you join the aluminum profile together. And here is the bed frame assemble. Apart from the L-shaped bracket, the corner bracket, I have additionally installed this corner bracket on the inside, on the four side, and pre-install these square nuts. The center two will go for the lead screw, and the side two, they will go for, so two over here and two here. These are for the linear rod. On the other side also the same. So two and two. Now let's look at the Z assembly. Here I have four linear rods, 1, 2, 3 and 4. These are 10 mm in diameter and 500 mm length. Then I have lead screw. This is T8 2. I'll come back on the specs afterwards. Apart from that, I had to redesign the mounts. These are the mounts for the bed, the bottom and the top mount for lead screw. Now let's come to the TR8 by 2 specs. So I have the standard stepper motors, which is 1.8 degree, and there are 200 steps per revolution. In Klipper, I'll be configuring for 16 micro steps. So the lead calculation is like this: pitch into number of stars. The lead screw, what I have, it is 1 star and pitch is 2. So the lead will be 2, that is 2 into 1. So lead calculation is here, is 2. Then we need to calculate micro steps. So 200 steps per revolution into 16 micro steps. That will give me 3200 micro steps per revolution. And with this configuration, the resolution of Z will be like this. So 2 mm, that is for lead. So lead divided by total micro steps per revolution, that is 3200. So my resolution for Z will be 0.000625 millimeter per micro steps. So going with T82, the downside is it's very slow Z travel. So you need more revolution to travel Z height. Plus point is it has excellent holding torque on self-locking. That is, Z does not drop when power is off. You will also need this coupler over here, that is to mount the T8 lead screw and the motor shaft. So one side it is 8 mm in diameter, the other side it is 5 mm. You will need two, one here and one here. Then you will need this, you will get T8 nut. This comes with the T8 lead screw. So you will also need this, which is Oldham coupling. You will need two of this, for one on this side and the other one on this side. And then you need lots of M4 by I think M4 by 10 mm screws and T-nuts. Now let's look at the AliExpress part listing. This is the corner bracket L-shaped connector. Then this is T8 lead screw, which is pitch 2 mm and lead 2 mm. Then next we have shaft. This is 10 mm in diameter and 500 mm length. Next we have this Oldham coupling. You need two of this. So if you buy one, you get two pieces. And then we have aluminum profile over here. So we can select over here 370 is the one that I need, 370 mm, 2 and 460 mm 2. You will also need linear bearing. These are 10 piece and LM10 LUU. This is for the 10 mm linear rod. Now let's look at the parts required for Z assembly. So here I have linear rod. This is 10 mm diameter and 500 mm length. You need 4 of these, 2 on each side. Then the bottom mount and the clamps. These will be mounted like this way. This is the very first iteration that I printed. In this, there are two problems. The first one is there are holes over here in the inner side, here and here. That is because the holes are very close and the slicer was not able to slice it properly. There are no layer lines printed, and that is why you see the hole. And the second problem is, since this is printed at an angle, so this being the bottom part or touching the bed, this is printed at a very steep angle, and that is why the corners over here, they are drooping. Okay. So this is fixed in the third iteration. The second iteration, I missed to fix this. I forgot to. I only fixed the holes. These holes are now little at a wider angle, so you don't have that holes or the gaps on the inner side. Then you need M3 by 10 mm screws and nuts, M4 by 8 mm screws. Either you can take socket head or cap headed, and T-nuts. I'll be using the square T-nuts. This we need to slide in before we do the frame assembly. So this is being already done. I just need to assemble this and mount it. For the clamps, all these clamps now, I have installed the nuts for all. Now next I will install the M4 by 8 mm screws over here inside. Now these are the mounts for linear rod that will go on the bed frame, and here I have a linear bearing which is 10 mm. This will go inside. You need 4 of them, and you need M4 by 10 mm, but these are M4 by 12 mm. I don't have 10 mm, so I'll be adding this spacer or the washers. And now this is after the installing the bearings on all four. So the bearing installation is done. Now let's take a look at the top mount for linear rods. So these are for the top mounts, the bracket and the clamp. Here I have M4 by 8 mm. Remember, I will need also the T-nut since I'll be using the block T-nut. I have already installed it on the profile. Then you need M3 by 15 mm and the M3 nuts. So this I need to do post processing. There is a sacrificial layer over here to install this. So I need a drill bit to widen the hole, actually to open up. So this will go over here. And the M3 15 mm is to mount the clamp. So this will go here. So now the top bracket is ready. So now install the nuts for the clamp and the screws for the bracket. Now let's look at the parts required for dual Z assembly. So here I have two motors. These are from CR10, that is Creality CR10 S4. This one I think is from X-axis and this is from the extruder. Lead screw, two of these. Then the mounts, the dual motor mounts. Couplers. These are not the CR10 S4 couplers. When I dismantle, I misplaced the couplers, so I had to buy them. M3 by 10 mm socket head screws. M4 by 8 mm socket head. This is to mount the bracket to the frame, the aluminum profile. And this is to mount the motor to the bracket. So this will go this way. So the wire connector will be facing outside. So this will be on the frame side. Before that, we need to install these screws M4, and then we have to mount this. But this will be done after we mount the bracket to the profile, otherwise you won't be able to tighten the screws. So the coupling will go here. So the coupling will go like this. Normally I keep a gap of 1 to 2 mm. I use this wrench. This you get with CR10. This is for the nozzle to tighten it. So if you keep it over here and then tighten, you leave enough gap. Now this grub screw should be mounted on the D cut. So if you look here at the motor, so this is D cut shaft. You get round also, but this is D cut. So for this one, I'll be installing it in this way. So the grub screw will come right on top of the D cut. And then tighten this screw, and this will go on top like this. So this will be done after mounting it to the frame. Then on the second one, the shafts are too long for this motors. There isn't enough gap to mount the linear rod. This should be good enough. Here also the same thing, so I need to leave a gap over there. So I'm not happy how this turned out because there's too much of gap over here. So it's a gap of around 7 mm, 7.5, which means I'm losing Z height of 7 mm. So what I'll do is I use the CR10 S4 Z motors on the X and Y axis. I will swap these motors with them. Now let's look at the lead screw bed mount. So I have already installed the Oldham coupling. So this is the Oldham coupling. It goes like this. This is how it will look. And this is the T8 nut. You get this when you order the lead screw. So for the both I have done the mounting. So that's it friends for this video. Assembly of the Z I'll do in the next video. Until then, God bless, stay safe, do like, share and subscribe.